What's up guys, this is YeahBuoy. I'm going to review the French cruiser line from tier 1 through 10 starting at tier 1 through 4. This video is going to be 1 through 4 and then the next video is going to be 5 and 6, possibly 7 because I already made a tier 7 video for the Algerie, and then my third video is going to be tier 8, 9, and 10. So this is tier 1, you have 3 main guns. The dispersion is not that good when you're targeting destroyers at hard to target angles like this. You can still bait and dodge torpedoes as I'm doing here. It's just not a very fun ship to play though because of the lack of main guns. Having 3 main guns is really difficult. I lost both of my battles at tier 1. Sunk 2 ships and did about 20,000 damage on average. Here's tier 2. This is where things pick up drastically. You get 8 main guns instead of 3. Look how many 8 guns I have, and my main guns I have, you can fire 5 on one side. And the dispersion's really good, so now I can target destroyers at those hard to hit angles. Much more enjoyable than tier 1. So I highly recommend skipping tier 1 if you can. Just use some free XP if you have it, or start at a different ship, get some free XP, and then go back and skip tier 1 on the French cruiser line. So here's my stat page comparing tier 1 through 2. I sunk 3 times as many ships at tier 2 than I did tier 1. Here's the tier 3 ship. Tier 3, things pick up even more. You finally have torpedo tubes. And you have really good dispersion again. You have the same amount of main guns, just set up a little bit differently. You have 4 sets of 2 main guns on your ship, and you have 2 sets of 2 torpedoes on each side.
Enemy torpedoes spotted.
This ship can be very powerful if you play it the right way. And it actually reminds me a whole lot of the tier 3 United States destroyer, the Wicks. The reason why is because the Wicks, for most of us, is known as an overpowered tier 3 destroyer. I think that they nerfed it, so it's not what it used to be. But it's still a powerful, strong tier 3 ship. But the reason why this ship reminds me of the Wicks is because of how well it performs at tier 3 versus the other ships. And I don't know if they buffed the other ships or not because I haven't played tier 3 in a long time. But alright, watch this. One of my torpedoes goes right through. So they both actually went through that destroyer, but only one hit. It only counted one as hitting even though both visibly hit. So that's a common bug that was introduced to the game with the French cruisers, and that torpedo bug affects just about every ship with torpedoes as far as I know. And here's some burst damage of me firing my torpedoes and all my main guns at the South Carolina, so you can see what kind of like burst damage it can do. And here's my stats. Sunk 3 times as many ships as I had battles, about 42,000 average damage. And here's the tier 4 ship. Tier 4, this ship is awesome. I really enjoy this. This is also one of those ships that if I was going to play tier 4, I would probably choose to play this ship. The dispersion is really good, and again, here's where the torpedo bug happens, and some of the torpedoes go right through the ship and don't hit it.
Enemy torpedoes spotted. Good job.
Now watch here, I'm going to slow this down just to show you a close-up of these torpedoes. 2 or 3 of these torpedoes should have hit, possibly all 3. I definitely know 2 of them went right through the Clemson, but only 1 counted. What I love the most about this ship is the dispersion. It has really good dispersion, makes it really enjoyable to play. Now this tier 4 ship, remember we're talking about tier 4 here, has the largest caliber main guns of all the tier 4 cruisers. It also has the largest caliber torpedoes of all the tier 4 cruisers.
Enemy torpedo spotted. Destroyed an enemy ship.
If you know how to bait and dodge torpedoes and you're playing tier 4, you're probably going to dominate because a lot of tier 4 players don't know those tactics or how to counter them. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go and review tiers 5, 6, and 7, and then 8, 9, and 10. Catch y'all next time.